What does an assignable contract mean in real estate? A lot of sellers don't even know or understand what it entails when a contract is deemed assignable. I'm Tatum Praise, and today I'm going to break it down for you. When a real estate purchase contract is considered assignable, what a lot of sellers don't realize is that the buyer that you actually execute the contract with might not actually be the end buyer on the transaction. Now, some sellers, if they find out about this during the transaction, they may get a little bit upset because one, the middleman in the transaction, which is the buyer that you executed the contract with, they might actually make an additional amount of money, which is the spread between what they assign the contract to the end buyer for. So if a seller finds out during the transaction that they could have gotten more for the property than they're actually under contract to sell at, it can cause some issues, but the bottom line is it can still result in a very positive outcome. Ultimately, the seller had agreed to a purchase price from the start that they were good with. It allows then a real estate investor to make some money in the transaction, and ultimately, given things all go well, the deal still closes escrow and everybody gets paid and the deal moves on. You'll primarily see assignable contracts used by real estate investors. And if it is assignable from the start, that does not mean that the investor actually has to assign the contract. It just means that they have the option to go into effect with it. So I want to give you guys an example just to clear things up as far as how it works and being a middleman in the transaction, how the spread works as well. So breaking it down a little bit, let's say that I'm purchasing a home and I go to you, Mr. Seller, and we come to terms and we say, yes, I will buy your house at $300,000, and the contract is assignable. Now, me as a buyer, I can then go out and find somebody else or another investor that's willing to pay a little bit more than I am for the property, and I can take my contract with you and assign all the terms for him at a higher purchase price. So I could assign the contract to him at $325,000. In that case, I would make, as an investor, a $25,000 spread on the transaction. So guys, to sum things up, when you go to sell your property as a seller, make sure that your real estate agent can properly explain whether the contract that you accept is assignable or not, in order to avoid any unexpected things to come up throughout the transaction and to make sure that you fully understand the contract that you're accepting. Tatum Praise checking out. If you guys have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out. Other than that, I'll see you on the next video. Yeah!